I would say that the comic book industry never learns. And I would be right. Yeah. What's going on, everyone? We're taking a look here today at a little article from Bleeding Cool from Rich Johnson. Marvel Comics relaunches Fantastic Four with a new number one in July. How many relaunches do we need? How many new number ones do we actually need? I thought this was the big problem in comics. Let's find out why. Let's find out what's going on right after the intro. All right, we're back. LP, writer and creator of Nyobi here. Going to go over this new Fantastic Four relaunch, a new number one. I get it, right? If you want new people to sort of jump into what it is that you're doing, you don't want to start them with issue 456, right? You want to start them with issue number one. But the problem is that we reboot these series so much that some Marvel titles don't even make it to 10 issues. And if they do, they sort of get cut off at that point, right? And that's sad. I mean, whatever happened to the days of like getting into issues 200, 300, 400, In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, the numbering of Marvel and DC comics should have never have stopped, right? There should never have been any, stop the series, start the series at a new number one, 4 or 5 different volumes. To me, that's all horseshit. And it doesn't really help people. It gets them more confused, okay? Marvel Comics relaunches Fantastic Four series in July as part of the One World Under Doom crossover with a new FF number one, accompanied to the First Steps movie. Now, that's the smart part, right? Now they're starting to learn. Due to the success of Marvel Rivals, which I think is the other reason why they're really pushing is because Susan Storm took the game, by the way, by storm. She's like the ultimate babe there. They're going to really push the Fantastic Four, not only because of the Rivals, but because of the movie. But the comic book writer will still be Ryan North, who, to be fair, has been kicking it for the last couple of years on the series, creating one-shot issues that tie together to a wider narrative that have gotten the Fantastic Four away from the Baxter Building roots into a wider American community. I wonder what that means. This time, however, it will be time travel and dinosaurs. Cadillacs and dinosaurs, ladies and gentlemen. And despite this event in today's One World Under Doom number 2, Ben Grimm looks like he'll be back in the rocks. The book will be drawn by Humberto Ramos, who has been kicking it on Strange Academy and has a long history with Marvel and elsewhere. Now, here's a look. Here's a look at the cover. Now, of course, this almost has like a Michael Turner vibe to it, right? I know it's not, but it has that Michael Turner vibe, especially like with the pose, the face, the hair, and I'm talking strictly Susan Storm here. And the rest of this, could take it or leave it, right? So Marvel's first family ventures into worlds unknown with a new Fantastic Four number one. This is just another cash grab, right? Every 10 issues, fuck it, reboot, new number one, cash grab. Number 2, number 3, number 4, sell poor. Okay. We've done that about 10 times. Okay, new number one, cash grab. That's kind of what I see here. They are still fighting Doctor Doom, although in a time-traveling story which will emit a battle with Doom. There are 4. The 4 are sent to different areas of Earth's history. Their only chance is to put things right is to reach something called the Forever Stone. Well, that's in my top drawer with all the rest of the junk. A mass of granite that is also one of Earth's longest-lasting rocks. Welcome to the rock. And is accessible in all time periods. And yes, Ben Grimm fights a dinosaur in these pages. Oh my God! Ryan North states this book comes out in the middle of our One World Under Doom event, so you can be certain that he plays a role in the first few issues. After that, we got a science, mystery, monsters, and trips into space. But as much as that first story involves dinosaurs and time travel, it's really about these 4 remarkable people and the depth of love that they have for each other. People often think of the Fantastic Four in terms of family. And they're not wrong, but I think there's something really beautiful about friendship too. And we get to see that with these characters. It's high concept science fiction with real emotion. What's not to like? Well, if you make it too woke, that's what's not to like. Artist Humberto Ramos says, I've been lucky to illustrate many of the most iconic superheroes in the universe, but this book felt different from the start. The weight of the history, the legacy of these characters lays upon your shoulder no matter who you are or how much you've worked in this industry. The reason why there's so much pressure for this to be a success, and I'm sure the first issue will be, is because of Marvel Rivals. It's because of First Steps, right? You got a video game that is just tearing it apart, getting more popular by the day. And you got a highly anticipated movie that is everyone's hopes and dreams that will reinvigorate, reboot the entire Marvel MCU from the dismal failures that we have been seeing. That's what's going on. That's why there's a lot of pressure on these people to deliver a Fantastic Four book that you can tie into the video games, that you can tie into the movies. Because if you notice, I don't know how many of you play Marvel Rivals, but right now it's all about Doctor Doom in that game as well, right? They're not dumb anymore. They're starting to coordinate at least a little bit better. It's not perfect. In fact, they're still a long way off, but they're getting there. Speaking about getting things, are you getting Fantastic Four #1? I mean, if there's a really hot Susan Storm variant, like let's say Art Germ bangs one out, or Alex Ross, or J. Scott Campbell, something like that, I will pick that up and that will be it. You know what I mean? I've never been a Fantastic Four reader. The only time I've ever read any Fantastic Four is like when they happen to cross over with the X-Men or something along those natures. They sort of show up elsewhere. Every now and then an FF book ends up in my collection somehow. Not sure how, but it does happen from time to time. But with that being said, I want to make sure that you add another book to your comic book collection, and that is Nyobi Outbreak #1 to 4. Check out our sponsor.
And just who is today's sponsor? Well, it was me, Austin. It was me all along.
And we're here to tell you that if you missed out on Nyobi Outbreak #4, our Kickstarter campaign, worry not, for we have extended it for another 3 to 4 weeks with the in-demand / late pledge system that Kickstarter has now implemented, meaning we can keep this campaign open. We can keep the doors open and lights on for another few weeks as you latecomers jump into the party and back the book. It comes at a slight increase of about 10% to whatever it is you're backing. So if it's, I don't know, $10, you're going to pay 11, right? Not the end of the world, especially when you're coming in late. So come on in, back Nyobi today. Take a scroll through the campaign. The link is in the description of this video. The link will be in the comments of this video. You can search Nyobi on Kickstarter. You can find us easily. Come be a backer today. It's not too late. Get involved on the action and stay tuned for another video really soon.